Marrone, right back here. Thank you as well as U.S. Forest Service Chief Garcia. Thank you. So with that, we will open it up. Oh, I'm sorry. We've got our fire chiefs from the city of Sierra Madre, Chief Bartlett, fire chief from the city of Pasadena, Chad Augustine. So now with that, we'll open it up for questions, correct? Okay.
Thank you. That'll conclude our speakers today. So if you have a question, please state your name and the agency, and raise your hand, and we'll have our PIO come to you, and we'll direct your question at who you'd like to go to.
And Arcadia Fire Chief Swin. I'm so sorry. I'm so
good. Quite the media setup here at Ward 12. Supervisor, I wanted to ask you, there were a lot of people who wanted to get past the National Guardsmen, their guards, people, the troops, to get property, to get clothes, medicine, and they had proper ID, they didn't seem to be troublemakers, and they were really bothered by that. I understand there's been a change in the instructions, so long as it's not during those curfew hours, 6 p to 6 a.m.
So I'm heading up there after this to find out what's going on. I mean, there's no question in my mind that I was on the way here, talked to a family that's lost their home, and they want to get up there, and their experience was different. They were allowed in, showing proper ID. We've got to be consistent. But we also have to recognize there are people that are going up there and doing things that are criminal. And, I love the fact that we talk about the arrest, but I think I love most is we have a DA, Nathan Hockman, who said he's going to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. So I want that to be taken, and I want everyone to hear it, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to follow each and every one of those cases to make sure that it does occur. But I'm going to follow up on that, and we'll get a clarification. And the National Guard came in pretty fast. Very fast, and we want to make sure we've got a consistent message. I know I've talked to also constituents who've said that the sheriffs have been very, very compassionate and given grace and let them go up, especially if they want to get their medication. So we're going to be working on that, so stay tuned.
Thank you. Hi, Supervisor. Quick question here. Jason Hamilton from Tri-County News. I have a question about donations. A lot of people have reached out to me, major corporations, for example, that would like to make some significant donations to help out with people that are still left behind. I've suggested things like chainsaws, rakes, gloves, respirators, masks, things like that. 2 points. A, is there a list or a cohesive page that someone could go to look for things that might be necessary to donate? And B, is there a person of contact that's not necessarily the Red Cross, that's more localized, that we can get these items to that and get distributed to the residents that are in need of those things?
Yeah, and thank you for that question. I know yesterday when I was coming over here, Homeboys dropped off a huge order. They wanted to get up into the community. So, I mean, it's across as horrible as this is, you see the best in people. You also see the worst, but you see the best. And you can visit LAWorks, all one word, laworks.com/2025fires to get more information. I know that Flintridge Center, Octavia's Bookshelf are also accepting and distributing donations. So you can reach out, and Octavia's is an amazing bookstore, by the way. But you can go ahead and reach out to them as well. They're accepting donations, and they're going to distribute them into the community.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And we'll make sure through our Emergency Operations Center that the information is up there as well, because we are getting asked about that. And I would say this, and the DA touched on it this morning. You've got scams taking place. You've got GoFundMe that are not legitimate. Please go to a website, and if it doesn't pass the smell test or if it sounds too good to be true, run it by you call my office, for God's sakes. I'll flush it out for you. But please do not fall for these scams. And I'm sorry that I even have to say it, but especially the GoFundMe. I've talked to people that already have seen GoFundMe, and they take a picture off of Facebook and put it up there of a family, and they say, we're devastated, we lost everything, and then you see the donations start. And they start low, by the way, with the donation amount they want, and then they keep increasing it. Because when you start low and you hit it, you can keep increasing it, but if you don't hit it, you don't get the money. So be cognizant of the fact that there are scammers out there, and by the way, if you're caught, the DA is going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
There have been a number of water distributions throughout Pasadena and Altadena. Can you talk about the status of the water in the local area?
Well, you mean in terms of the boiling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a breakout.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
I'll break out question that with you because we don't have someone from the water here to talk about that, but we'll break out and we'll do an interview on the sidebar after that, if that's okay. Do you have any other questions?
And my understanding is on Pass Unit website there is a map outlining where, if you live in a certain proximity area, that you have to boil your water. So they are on a boil water alert for certain parts of the areas impacted by the fires. But we'll get you more information on that.
Hi, I'm Morgan from ABC News. I'm wondering if anyone's here to speak specifically about the level of devastation in Altadena. I saw a local official quoted saying that perhaps only a dozen or so homes are left in the area. Is anyone able to confirm that or speak on that?
I'm sorry, they said that there's only about a dozen or so homes left in there. Well, that is an exaggeration, but I will tell you, it looks like a war zone. I've never seen anything like it. You can go blocks where there's no homes, and then you go a block where you'll see a little bit of smoldering on a tree, but none of the homes have been impacted. We don't have a final number yet, do we, Chief Marrone?
No, we don't.
No, but there's no question that especially around Eaton Canyon, I was absolutely shocked is not even a word for the destruction that it caused in that area. And then I went up to Farnsworth Park and gone. So we'll have a final number, but there are homes standing, especially as you head more toward Lincoln. But it's spotty. I mean, this fire was unpredictable. You had the winds going every which way and going strong, so you could have embers traveling miles, which is what we saw. And so that's why we had this like a whack-a-mole.
Hi, Ashley Mackey with ABC7. A couple of residents who have been displaced, have asked me about mail and how they get that and forwarded to them, and holding packages, Amazon, that kind of thing. What should I tell them?
So the U.S. Post Office, and I think it's going to be the Lincoln branch, is going to be holding mail. They're not delivering, obviously, for obvious reasons. But those that have been impacted by the fire, they can reach out to the post office, and they are coordinating an effort to make sure that people get access to their mail. And then for those that who still have their homes but are not getting mail delivered, they're going to be coordinating that as well. So that's going to be rolled out to the United States Postal Service, but they are on top of it. Thank you for that question.
That will conclude our press conference. Anyone that would like to break out, we'll have Spanish-speaking PIOs along with other POs on the side. Thank you all for coming, and stay safe out there.
Chief, 2 minutes? Always for you. Thank you.
Yes, hi, good to meet you.